Every morning, before you even eat breakfast, your kidneys have already been working for hours, quietly, without rest, filtering everything that moved through your blood while you slept. Most people over 60 never think about this. Life feels normal. You get up, make coffee, start your day. But here's what most people never realize. What you drink first thing in the morning can either ease that quiet workload or add to it. You cannot feel your kidneys straining. You cannot taste toxins building up. But over time, that silent strain can show up in ways you do recognize. Morning fatigue that coffee doesn't fix. Swollen ankles by evening. Needing the bathroom 2 or 3 times a night. Brain fog that lingers past breakfast. Most people blame this on just getting older. But that's only part of the story. The real problem often begins quietly, long before a blood test ever tells you. Here's the hopeful part. Certain natural morning drinks, simple ones, may gently support your kidneys and help your body clear out what it doesn't need. Not a miracle, not a cure, just a small, realistic habit your doctor would likely approve of. Of course, this isn't medical advice, and it never replaces your doctor. But small choices, repeated daily, quietly add up. In this video, I'll walk you through 4 natural drinks that may help cleanse toxins and protect your kidneys, starting with one you're probably drinking wrong every single day. So stay with me, because drink number 1 might already be sitting in your kitchen right now. And that first drink is one most people already have in their kitchen, just not in the way they think. Cranberry juice. Now, before you picture the bright red syrupy bottles lined up at the grocery store, let's slow down for a second. Because there's a very important difference between the cranberry juice most people grab out of habit and the one that may actually support your kidneys. That difference is sugar. But we'll come back to that in a moment. Here's why cranberry juice matters so much after 60. As kidneys age, they become more vulnerable to something called bacterial buildup in the urinary tract. This isn't talked about enough, but urinary tract infections become more common with age, and repeated infections can quietly place extra stress on kidney tissue over time. Cranberries contain natural compounds called proanthocyanidins. That's a big word, but the idea behind it is simple. These compounds may help prevent certain bacteria from sticking to the walls of the urinary tract, making it harder for them to take hold in the first place. Think of it like a wall that's been coated with something too slippery to grip. Bacteria try to attach, but they can't get a solid hold, so your body has an easier time flushing them out naturally before they cause a problem. This is where the morning habit part becomes so powerful. Starting your day with cranberry juice, before the day fills up with coffee, meals and errands, gives your body a head start. It's a small window where you're supporting your urinary tract before anything else even competes for your attention. But here's a mini hook worth pausing on. Cranberry juice may also have a gentle antioxidant effect, similar to what we've discussed with deeply colored fruits and vegetables. These antioxidants may help calm inflammation, and less inflammation can mean less long-term wear on delicate kidney tissue. Now, let's talk about the part that actually matters most: portion and type. The key word here is unsweetened. Regular cranberry juice cocktails, the kind sold in most stores, are often loaded with added sugar, sometimes as much as a dessert. That added sugar can raise blood sugar levels and, over time, place extra strain on the very organs you're trying to protect. This is why choosing 100% unsweetened cranberry juice or a version diluted with water makes such a big difference. A reasonable portion is about 4 to 8 ounces a day, roughly half a cup to 1 cup. That's a small glass, not a large one. More isn't necessarily better here, especially since cranberry juice, even unsweetened, is naturally tart and concentrated. As for how to prepare it, many people find pure unsweetened cranberry juice too sour to drink on its own. A simple solution is diluting it with water, about half juice and half water, which softens the tartness while still preserving its benefits. Here's a common mistake people make. They assume cranberry juice cocktail and cranberry juice are the same thing. They are not. Always check the label for 100% juice, no sugar added. If the ingredient list includes sugar or high fructose corn syrup near the top, it's working against you, not for you. For a simple, practical way to start your morning, try this. Mix 4 ounces of unsweetened cranberry juice with 4 ounces of water first thing in the morning, before breakfast or coffee. It's light, refreshing, and gives your body a gentle head start on the day. As always, this isn't medical advice, and anyone on blood-thinning medication should check with their doctor first, since cranberry juice can interact with certain prescriptions. Cranberry juice helps guard against bacteria and inflammation. But drink number 2 works in a completely different way, one connected to something that happens inside your kidneys every single time you drink it. And it might be the simplest, most overlooked drink of them all. The drink that's next might be the simplest one on this entire list, and yet it's often overlooked, precisely because it seems too basic to matter. Warm lemon water. No fancy ingredients, no trip to a specialty store. Just a lemon, some warm water, and a few minutes each morning. But what happens inside your body when you drink this may surprise you. Here's why it matters so much after 60. We touched briefly on hydration earlier, but it deserves its own moment here, because warm lemon water tackles hydration in a very specific way. As we age, the sense of thirst becomes less reliable, and many older adults go through the morning mildly dehydrated without ever feeling thirsty enough to notice. Starting the day with a full glass of warm water gives your kidneys the fluid they need to filter efficiently right from the start, rather than playing catch-up later in the day. But the lemon part isn't just for flavor. Lemons are rich in citrate, a natural compound that has been studied for its role in kidney health. Citrate may help prevent certain minerals in urine from binding together and forming crystals, the early building blocks of kidney stones. Think of citrate like a peacekeeper in a crowded room. Without it, certain particles bump into each other and stick together. With enough citrate present, those particles are more likely to stay separated and simply pass through the body, instead of clumping up. This is worth pausing on, because kidney stones become more common with age, and many people don't realize that something as simple as lemon water may play a supportive role in reducing that risk over time. Here's a mini hook. Lemon water may also gently support your body's natural detox pathways. Vitamin C, present in good amounts in lemon, acts as an antioxidant, and antioxidants help calm inflammation, much like we discussed with cranberry juice. Less inflammation, once again, can mean less long-term strain on kidney tissue. Now let's talk about how to make it properly. The ideal amount is the juice of half a fresh lemon, squeezed into about 8 ounces of warm, not boiling water. Warm water is gentler on the stomach first thing in the morning compared to ice-cold water, and it may also be easier for your body to absorb. As for preparation, always use fresh lemon juice rather than bottled lemon juice from concentrate. Bottled versions often contain preservatives and lose much of the beneficial citrate content during processing. Squeezing a fresh lemon takes less than a minute and makes a real difference. Here's a common mistake people make. They add honey or sugar to make it more palatable, which quietly cancels out some of the benefit by adding unnecessary sugar first thing in the morning. If the tartness is too much, simply add more warm water rather than sweetener. Another mistake worth mentioning. Some people drink lemon water through a metal straw or directly after brushing their teeth, not realizing citrus acidity can be a little hard on tooth enamel over time. A simple fix is drinking it through a regular straw or rinsing your mouth with plain water afterward. For a simple, practical morning routine, try this. Squeeze half a fresh lemon into a warm glass of water and drink it about 15 to 20 minutes before breakfast. This gives your body time to hydrate and absorb the citrate before food and coffee enter the picture. As always, This is general guidance, not medical advice, and anyone with acid reflux or sensitive teeth should ease into this habit slowly and check with their doctor if concerns come up. Warm lemon water supports hydration and may help reduce mineral buildup. But drink number 3 brings something entirely different to the table. An ancient ingredient researchers have recently connected to inflammation and blood sugar balance. Two things closely tied to long-term kidney health. And chances are, it's already sitting in your spice cabinet right now. That ingredient sitting in your spice cabinet is turmeric. The deep golden yellow spice you've probably used in cooking without ever thinking about what it might be doing for your kidneys. Turmeric has been used for thousands of years in traditional cooking and wellness practices, but in recent years, researchers have taken a much closer look at why it seems to matter so much for aging bodies. And what they've found centers on one specific compound, curcumin. Here's why this matters so much after 60. Curcumin is the active compound responsible for turmeric's color, and it's also one of the most studied natural anti-inflammatory compounds in modern research. We've talked throughout this video about how inflammation quietly wears down kidney tissue over time, almost like slow rust forming on metal. Curcumin may help calm that inflammatory response, giving kidney tissue less to fight against on a daily basis. But there's a second piece to this story that connects directly to something else that affects kidney health: blood sugar. When blood sugar runs high for long periods, it can damage the tiny blood vessels inside the kidneys responsible for filtering waste, similar to the way high blood pressure does. Early research suggests curcumin may help support healthier blood sugar balance, which means less of that particular kind of strain on kidney tissue over time. Here's a mini hook worth sitting with. Turmeric on its own is helpful, but there's a simple trick that may make it far more effective, and most people have no idea it exists. Curcumin, by itself, is not easily absorbed by the body. Most of it passes through without ever being used. But something remarkable happens when turmeric is paired with black pepper. Black pepper contains a compound called piperine, and piperine may increase the body's ability to absorb curcumin significantly. It's a small addition that makes a real difference, almost like unlocking a door that was closed before. Now let's talk about how to actually make this drink. A simple version is warm turmeric water, made with about half a teaspoon of turmeric powder, stirred into 8 ounces of warm water, along with a small pinch of black pepper. Some people also like adding a small amount of coconut milk or a splash of unsweetened almond milk to soften the earthy taste, though this is optional. As for portion size, half a teaspoon a day is a reasonable amount to start with. Turmeric is potent, and more isn't automatically better, especially since very high amounts over time have been linked to digestive discomfort in some people. Here's a common mistake. Many people buy turmeric drink powders or golden milk blends from the store, not realizing many of these contain added sugar or artificial flavoring, which works against the very benefit they're looking for. Making it yourself with plain turmeric powder and a pinch of black pepper is simple, inexpensive, and far more effective. Another mistake is skipping the black pepper entirely. Without it, most of the curcumin simply isn't absorbed, meaning you're missing out on a large part of the benefit for the same effort. For a simple, practical way to try this, mix half a teaspoon of turmeric powder, a small pinch of black pepper, and 8 ounces of warm water. Stir well and drink it about 20 minutes before or after breakfast, giving your body a gentle golden start to the day. As always, this is general information, not medical advice. Turmeric can interact with certain blood-thinning medications and isn't recommended in large amounts for people with gallbladder issues, so checking with your doctor first is always a smart step. Turmeric water works quietly on inflammation and blood sugar. But drink number 4 brings something entirely different into the picture. A green, everyday drink that's been studied for its unique effect on the kidney's filtering ability itself. And it might be the most surprising one on this entire list. That green, everyday drink is one many people already have sitting in their pantry. often reaching for it without knowing just how closely it's been studied for kidney health. Green tea. Unlike the other drinks on this list, green tea isn't just about what it adds to your body. It's about how gently it works with your kidney's natural filtering process, something researchers have paid close attention to for years. Here's why this matters so much after 60. Green tea is rich in a group of antioxidants called catechins, and one in particular, called egig, has become a major focus of kidney-related research. These catechins may help protect kidney cells from oxidative stress, the same kind of cellular wear and tear we discussed earlier with red cabbage. But green tea brings something a little different to the table. Some research suggests it may also support healthy blood vessel function within the kidneys themselves, helping blood flow through the filtering system a bit more smoothly. Think of it this way. Imagine a busy highway during rush hour. When the road is clear and well maintained, cars move steadily without backing up. But when there's wear and damage along the way, traffic slows and pressure builds. Green tea's antioxidants may help keep that internal highway a little smoother, supporting steady, efficient blood flow through the kidneys. Here's a mini hook worth pausing on. Green tea has also been studied for its gentle effect on blood sugar balance, similar to what we discussed with turmeric. Since high blood sugar and high blood pressure are two of the biggest long-term stressors on kidney tissue, having a drink that may gently support both at once is part of why researchers find green tea so interesting. Now, let's talk about how much makes sense. Most research points to about 1 to 2 cups a day as a reasonable amount for general support. That's a normal-sized mug, not something you need to drink all day long. Green tea does contain caffeine, though less than coffee, so timing and amount matter, especially for anyone sensitive to caffeine or managing blood pressure closely. As for preparation, the way you brew green tea actually affects how many beneficial catechins make it into your cup. Water that's too hot, meaning boiling, can actually damage some of these delicate compounds. The ideal temperature is just below boiling, around 175 degrees Fahrenheit, steeped for about 2 to 3 minutes. If you don't have a thermometer, simply let boiling water sit for a minute or two before pouring it over the tea leaves or bag. Here's a common mistake people make. They drink green tea from bottled, sweetened versions found in stores, not realizing many of these contain added sugar and very few of the actual beneficial catechins found in freshly brewed tea. Loose leaf or plain tea bags, brewed at home, are almost always the better choice. Another mistake is drinking green tea too late in the day. Because it contains caffeine, drinking it in the afternoon or evening may interfere with sleep, and poor sleep itself has been linked to added strain on the body over time, including blood pressure regulation. For a simple, practical morning routine, try steeping 1 green tea bag in freshly boiled water that's been left to cool for about a minute, then letting it sit for 2 to 3 minutes before drinking. Enjoying it about mid-morning, after your lemon water and before lunch, gives your body a steady, spaced-out rhythm of kidney-supportive habits throughout the day. As always, this is general information, not medical advice, and anyone sensitive to caffeine, managing anxiety, or taking certain medications should check with their doctor about how much green tea fits safely into their routine. By now, you already have everything you need. Cranberry juice to ease bacterial buildup, lemon water to support hydration and reduce mineral buildup, turmeric water to calm inflammation and support blood sugar, and green tea to gently protect blood vessels within the kidneys themselves. Together, these 4 drinks form a simple, realistic morning and midday rhythm, not a strict schedule, but a gentle pattern your kidneys may quietly thank you for. Here's why bringing them together matters more than any single drink on its own. Your kidneys don't face just one challenge as they age. They face several small pressures at once: mild dehydration, inflammation, mineral buildup, and blood vessel strain, all happening quietly in the background. No single drink can address all of that alone. But when these 4 habits work together throughout your day, They support your kidneys from several directions at the same time, rather than relying on one small fix to do all the work. Think of it like tending a garden. Watering the plants helps, but so does clearing weeds, protecting the soil, and giving the roots room to breathe. No single action makes the garden thrive. It's the combination, done consistently, that makes the difference over time. Here's a mini hook worth remembering. You don't need to add all 4 drinks into your routine overnight. In fact, trying to change everything at once often backfires, leading people to quit before the habit ever takes hold. A more realistic approach is starting with just one, perhaps the lemon water or the cranberry juice, and letting it become a natural part of your morning before adding the next. A simple way to space these out through the day might look like this. Warm lemon water first thing in the morning, before breakfast. Diluted cranberry juice a little later, perhaps mid-morning. Green tea sometime before early afternoon, giving your body plenty of time to process the caffeine before evening. And turmeric water in the late morning or early afternoon, whenever it fits naturally into your day. Here's a common mistake people make when trying to build healthier habits like these. They treat it as all or nothing, feeling like the day is ruined if they miss one drink or forget a step. That kind of thinking rarely lasts. Kidney health, like most areas of health, responds far better to steady, imperfect consistency than to short bursts of perfect effort, followed by giving up entirely. Another mistake worth mentioning. Some people assume that because these drinks are natural, more must be better. But as we've discussed throughout this video, moderation matters just as much with natural drinks as it does with anything else. Sticking to the suggested portions allows you to enjoy the benefits without adding unnecessary strain in other areas, like blood sugar or digestion. For a simple, practical way to begin, choose just one drink from today's video to start with tomorrow morning. Not all 4, just one. Let it become familiar, let it become easy, and then, when it feels natural, consider adding a second. Small, steady steps tend to last far longer than big, ambitious overhauls. And as always, none of this replaces your doctor, your lab results, or any treatment plan you may already be following. These 4 drinks are simply small, realistic habits that may gently support the kidneys you've relied on quietly for decades, without you ever having to think twice. Your kidneys have been working hard for you every single day, long before you ever noticed. Giving them a little extra support, one small glass at a time, is one of the simplest ways to say thank you. If this video gave you something useful to start tomorrow morning, consider sharing it with someone you love who could benefit from it too. And if you'd like more simple, realistic ways to protect your health after 60, make sure you're subscribed, because there's more guidance like this on the way. Tomorrow morning, before coffee even brews, pour yourself one warm glass. Lemon water, cranberry juice, whichever calls to you, and let that be your quiet gift to your kidneys. Because real kidney care was never about doing everything perfectly. It's about one small glass, chosen consistently, done with love for the body, that's carried you this far. Thank you for staying with me all the way through. If this helped, give it a like, share it with someone whose kidneys could use a little extra care, and subscribe for more simple habits for life after 60. Take care, stay healthy, and I'll see you in the next video.